guys, welcome to my next YouTube tutorial. So today in this tutorial I am going to start with DBMS, or you can say database management system. So guys, basically DBMS or database management system allows you to store the data, and a database management system is a software for creating and managing databases. A DBMS makes it possible for the end users to create, read, update and delete the data which is present inside your database. So here I am using MySQL 5.5 command line client. This is a software for managing your own database. So if it is asking for the root password, so here I'll give my root password, and after pressing enter it will go to the database. So this root password it is user defined, so this will be given by the user while the installation, and the link of downloading this software is given in a description. You can check it out and download it. So it is a structured query language, means it is a procedural language. So for everything we need to do here, we need to follow some protocols and procedures. So first of all, I'm going to create a database using command called creatingdatabase. And here I'll give my database name. So here I'm making a database for a company. So I'll give company 1. So after pressing enter, it will give a query, okay, 1 row is affected. So as you can see here, the most important thing is we need to terminate each and every line, because that is the end of your line. If you do not terminate it, it will show the errors. So after creating database, now we are going to use that database. So use company 1. So here I'm using that database. So after pressing enter, it will show database has changed. Now in this database we are going to make 6 tables. So our first table is employee. So we are going to make create table and table name as employee, and in double braces I'm going to write my data and everything. So each table has attributes which has some properties. So our first attribute for this table is fname, the first name of the employee, and it has the data type varchar, and here I'm giving the size 30, and here I'm using the constraint called not null, which is a restriction on the tuples. Tuples means the values. So the value for this if name should not be kept null by the employee. So it is necessary to fill this. Now comes the middle initial. So I'm giving MINIT, middle initial, and this is also varchar, and here I'm giving the size it as 20, and again this should not be kept null. Now comes your L name, the last name of your employee. That is also varchar, variable and character both, and size I'm giving here is 30, and again not null, because all these informations are necessary. Now comes your SSN of your employee. So this will be of data type int, and here I'm giving size as 9, and again this should not be kept null. Now your p date of your employee, so this will be having the data type date. Now comes the address. This is the data type, it has a data type varchar, and again I'm giving the size as 30, and again I'm giving not null. So now it will give the sex or the gender of your employee. It is whether male or female. So it is character, so it is also not null. Now your next attribute is salary. So salary of your employee, so this will be of data type int, and you can give the size as 10 here, and again not null. So we need to know that how much salary is being paid to your particular employee. Now comes your super SSN of the employee. Now this is also of data type int, and here I'm giving size 9, and again this should not be kept null, so not null. And here comes the last attribute, that is DNO, the department number. It is of size int, and this should not be kept null. Now I'm going to make our SSN as the primary key. Here I'll write SSN. So let me tell you what primary key is. So primary key is a constraint which uniquely identifies each record in database. It is a special case or a unique key. Primary key cannot be kept null, whereas you can see many more keys are there like unique key also. So difference it is telling between primary and unique key, that is primary key cannot be kept null, whereas unique key can be kept null. So this is our primary key. Now I'm going to make one foreign key. So our foreign key will be super and underscore SSN. So I recommend you all to use underscore to join two words, but because this database will take it as two different words if you do not give underscore between this. So it references employee SSN. So this foreign key can refer within the same table or in a different table. So foreign key is one in one table and the primary key in the another table is a referential constraint between the two tables. If foreign key identifies the column or a set of columns in one table that references to a column or a set of column in another table or the same table. So after pressing enter, it will give query, okay, one row has affected. So means our one table has been created. So if you want to see the properties of this table, you are going to use DESC, means describe employee. So after pressing enter, it will give the description of your employee table. You can see here this F name, it is the type of varchar. This should not be kept null. So B date can be kept null. It is showing because I have not given here not null. And this primary key is SSN and super SSN is your foreign key. So this was your first table. So if you want to show the tables, how many tables you have created in this particular database, you need to write show tables. So after pressing enter, it will give tables in company 1 is there only one employee table which we have created now. So let's go to our next table, that is department. So again I'm going to use create table and the table name, that is department, and again in the double braces I'm going to write the data or the attributes for this table. Now our first attribute for this is bname, means department name, and this will be also varchar, the variable and character both. Now again I'm giving the size here 30 and again not null. Now our second attribute, that is dnum, means the department number. So as you can see here, we have taken DNO and D number. So the naming conflict will not happen if you will take the different numbers. Means if this attributes means the same, both are same, the D number, DNUM and DNO. The naming conflict will not happen if you write different names for different tables. That's why I'm writing the DNO and here dnum. Now dnum, it is also of size int, and again I am giving the size 9 of data type int, and here again not null, they should not be kept null. Now comes your next attribute, that is manager SSN. So again I am using underscore to join these two words. So manager SSN, it is also of data type int, and again here I'm giving the size it as 9. So here now you can see this should not be kept null, because again these are the important things which are need not to be kept null. Now comes the last attribute for this table is manager SSN. So mgr underscore start date, means when that particular manager SSN has started, is on duty, from when he is on duty. So this will be the start date for that. Now the data type for this will be date. So now I'm going to make our unique key as dname. So as I told you before, that difference between primary key and unique key is that unique key can be kept null, but primary key cannot be kept null. But primary key and unique key both are distinct. They both cannot be repeated in a database again. So unique key, here I am making it as dname. Now your primary key, here I am making your primary key as dnum, and now last comes your foreign key. So here I am making foreign key as manager SSN, which will be referencing which references the employee SSN. So here it will refer to this SSN, which is an employee table. So after pressing enter, it will give query OK, one row has affected. So again, if you need to see the description or your properties of this table, you need to write DESE describe department. So this will describe your department table. So there are only 4 attributes, and this is the type, then null, then key, this is the unique key dname, primary key is dnum, and your manager SSN is the foreign key, which will be referring to the other table. Now again, if you write show tables, then it will give now 2 tables, because you have created the 2 tables, that is employee and department. Now let's go to the third table, that is our department location. So again, create table and table name department underscore location. As I told you, need to use underscore for joining these 2 words. So department location. So your first attribute is D number, means the department number, which department number is located where. So as I told you, for different tables I am taking different names if there are the attributes repeated. So here you can see this is D number DNO, this is DNUM, and now it is D number. So now D number, this is also of data type int and of size 9 here I am giving, and this should not be kept null. Now your second attribute for this department location is D location, means where the department is located. This should be varchar, because we are going to write the name here, and again I'm giving here size as 40, and again this should not be kept null. Now your primary keys, here I'll make the primary key. So here I'm making both the attributes as primary key, that is D number and D location. So these 2 attributes are your primary keys. And now foreign key, now your foreign key is D number, because it references employee, not employee, it references department DNUM. So it will refer to DNUM. So here I am terminating this line. So this is, you can see here, this create table department location, this D number, then size, D location, then size, not null. Primary key, here I have made both the attributes as primary key and foreign key. So after pressing enter, it will give query OK, one row has affected. Now again, if you want to see same, describe your table name, that is department underscore location. Now terminate this line and we'll get the description of this. And again, if you need to show the tables, now you have created 3 tables. So let's go to our fourth table, that is project. So create table, and table name you can see that is project. So here in between these double braces I'm going to write my attributes for this table. So first one is p name, means the project name, which will be of varchar of size 30, and again this should not be kept null, so it will be not null. Now comes your second attribute, that is p number, the project number, so it will be of data type int, and here I'm giving size as 11. Now again this should not be kept null. Now your last attribute is dnum, so you can see here that dno, dnum, ber, now it's dnum. So in every table you can see that it has the dnum department number is repeated, so every time I'm changing the names for that department number so that naming conflict does not happen. So you can see not null, dnum of size data type int of size 9. Now here I'm going to make p name as unique so that it can be kept null but it should not be repeated. So our unique key is p name. Now your primary key is p number. So primary key means it should not be neither kept null or it should not be repeated in your database. So this is p number, and now comes your foreign key. So foreign key means it will refer, so here foreign key here is dnum. So dnum references, so dnum references department dnum. So here after pressing enter it will give query okay, 0 rows as affected. Now again if you want to describe your table, now again you can give the esc project. So after pressing enter it will give your description, and again if you need to show your tables, now we have 4 tables in our this database. So let's go to our next table, the fifth table, that is works on, means which department is working on which project. So this here comes the works on part. So now again create table, and your table name will be works on, works underscore on. So in double quotes, double braces, I'm going to write the attributes which belongs to this table. Now your first attribute is ssn. Now data type is int and size is 9. Now again this should not be kept null. Now your second one is pnum, the project number. So you can see here I have given p number. Now here I'm using pnum so that naming conflict does not happen. So here pnum, again this will be of size of data type int, and size here I'm giving 11, and again this should not be kept null, so this is not null. So last comes your hours, means for how many hours that particular department will work on that particular project. So here data type will be decimal. Here I'm giving 3,1. So let me tell you why here I'm giving 3,1, because 3 means the 3 digits before this left side of the point and 1 digit after the left side of the point. So now comes your primary key. So here primary key are the 2 attributes, which is ssn and pnum. So these 2 are your primary keys. Now comes your foreign key. So for foreign key, here is one foreign key which will be referring. So there are two foreign keys here, because foreign key SSN, here is SSN references employee SSN. So here ESSN will refer to employees SSN. Now your next foreign key is pnum. So this references project p number. So this will refer to project p number. So after pressing enter, it will give query, okay, 0 rows have been affected. Now if you want a description of this, now you're going to use DESC describe works underscore on. So after pressing enter, it will give the description of the attributes. Now again, if you want to show the tables, now we have 5 tables in this database. So here comes our last table, that is dependents, which who all are the dependents of that particular employee. Now create table dependent. Now here within these double braces, I'm going to write the attributes for our last table. So here you can see here SSN is repeated in employee, then this works on table, and again in department table. So here I am changing the name so that naming conflict does not take place. There I have given SSN, here I have used ESSN. Now here I am using DESSN, means department SSN, so that this does not, naming conflict does not take place. So this will be of data type int of size 9, and again this should not be kept null, this will be not null. Now comes your second attribute is dependent name. So dependent underscore name. So as it is a name, it will be of varchar. Now size will be 30, and again this will be not null, because these are the important things we need to know about, and the sex, or you can say the gender of that particular dependent. So this will be char, and again not null. Now comes your b date of your dependent's name. So again data type will be date. Then comes your relationship status. What is your relationship with that dependent? So relationship, this will be varchar, where I'm giving the size as 30. So here our primary key is DESSN. So DESSN is the primary key here, and now comes the foreign key. So a foreign key is also DESSN because it references employee SSN. So it will after pressing enter, it will show query, okay, 0 rows have been affected. Now if you want to describe your table, you can describe using DESC dependent. So after pressing enter, it will give the description of your table. Now if you show the tables, we have 6 tables in our database, which is company 1, you can see here. So this was all about your creation of tables in your database. So in our next video, I will show how to insert the values into these tables. So thank you guys for watching this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe our channel. Thank you.